So I just got back from a 220k ride, if you can see that. 220k ride, very hot sun here today on the Sunshine Coast in Australia. And I had my MP3 player in, and I listened to about 4 hours of the Kevin Gianni's Great Health debate, and it was very insightful. I got to listen to a couple of interviews, Goldhammer and Williams and Sean Croxton and Mike Adams. You know, they were sitting on the fence together and just having given each other a shoulder massage. It's quite entertaining. And I was thinking, like, a lot of these people said, oh, you know, vegan diet's dogma. But hey, I'm not telling you what to do. Like, you know, no judgment. The vegan diet is sort of dogma. I heard the word vegan Nazis mentioned, vegan dogmatic, vegan idealisms. But we're not telling you, like, it's not, you can't do it. I mean, it's like, you know, but, you know, I love Sean Croxton said, oh, you know, I'm not telling anyone what's the best diet. You know, I don't believe there's any one diet for anybody. You know, everything in moderation, just do what works for you. But the high grains, high carbohydrate, low fat thing just failed miserably on that one. But I'm not telling anyone, you know, no bias here. And when Kevin Gianni asked Mike Adams and Croxton what their favourite books were, Weston A. Price, you know, the Physical Regeneration book came up first on the list. But no, like, you know, not telling anyone what to do, you know, just try what works for you and all this. But obviously, the strong anti-vegan bias there, you know. Sean Croxton said, I follow the 80-20 rule. 80%, you know, good and 20% whatever. You know, because if you're 100%, you're a bit of a weirdo. You know, you don't want to be the weirdo amongst your friends. You know, I have my clients and they do go 100% healthy. And you know, it's weird, man. You don't be weird about it. Just want to be relaxed, you know. Have a few beers with your mates. Have your chopped cherry pie and watch the Lakers game. You know, just all relax about it, you know. And that's, I hear that. I hear where you're coming from, Sean. My thing is that we've got so much crap in society, why eat more crap? How about we actually eat enough carbohydrates from actually sweet fruits, and we don't want to have the chopped cherry pie, man. We don't have to justify it. We don't want to have the refined carbohydrates, aka beer or organic meat or whatever. These people say, only eat sweet fruit if it's in season. Oh, it's not in season. I'll go have myself a chopped cherry pie. Cherry's not in season, but I'll forget that one. I'll forget congruency. Then Mike Adams has gone from like the full-on purist to basically eating a sad version of the sad diet. Oh, so it's a local organic. And Mike's the health ranger, so it's not a sad diet. It's like, well, nutritionally, calorically, on the plate, it's a sad diet. Sure, great, get your veggies from your garden, shoot your own animal or whatever. It's a sad diet, man. You know what I mean? It's a sad diet. I don't eat a sad diet. It's local, it's organic. Yeah, but it's like, you know, a little bit better. But the reality is, you go into the wild and kill an animal, it's organic. But is it good? Is it healthy? And people say, a vegan diet, Harley, that's dogmatic. Dogma is a Latin word for opinion. So when someone says, oh, that's, you know, this vegan dogma, it means it's vegan opinion. I'll tell you what, vegan is not dogma, man. Veganism is not, you know, just because it's some term that someone made up. Veganism describes not an ethic or a belief or, you know, you're kind to the animals. You love animals, so you don't kill them. And you give people who kill animals, you give them crap. You know, like today I pulled out a crab pot out of the river. You know, and there's a fish caught in there. I pulled the fish out, chucked it back in, got the crab pot, smashed it up, and put it next to the bin. And people say, you can't do that, that's private property. And it's like, I don't give a fuck, man. The fish is private property, man. The fish owns itself. People go, you go kill celery. And like, if you compare killing celery, like Mike Adams did today on the interview, if you compare killing celery to killing a fish or a deer or a human or a giraffe or a gorilla or a dog or a cat or a chicken, if you compare those things, I only got one thing to say to you, go back to sleep. You don't get it. You know what I mean? Go back to sleep. So anyway, Mike Adams is going from all purists, you know, you talk about juicing, and if you have someone in Chicago doing juicing in January, it's just not right. Anytime juicing's not right, man, like, fuck, where your calories going to come from? So what these people do is they follow these starvation plans, fruit-phobic starvation plans put out by Dave Wolf and the Victoris Kulvinskas and all the gang, and, you know, I don't eat too much fruit, you know, like, can't eat too much fruit. I mean, like Paul Neeson said, these guys are great, I don't hate them, I bag them and all that stuff. I want to help people. You know, this is something in the raw food scene that you can't speak up about people because it means you hate them. I don't hate anybody, but I do hate certain information And I hate seeing people make the same mistakes again and again. So I'm not out here to make friends. I don't really care who I offend. I'm not going to hit anyone, but I'm going to share information. So Neeson said the other day, 70 bananas a day is too much food for anybody. Anybody? What if you weigh, so I said to Paul, I said, what if you weigh 180 pounds and you're digging in the garden all day long, you're looking after your kids, you're using your brain, you've got your partner, your wife or your husband or whatever, you're going to need 7,000 calories, man. And if your goal is raw food, staying off the junk, you're going to need at least 70 bananas a day or 4 pounds a day. It's blended up with water, knocking it back 3 meals a day. You know what I mean? Like, to think you can subsist on a breatharianism, calorie restriction, anorexia, bulimia, starvation, superfood, hoo-ha diet and stay vegan, it's like trying to drive your car at 300 miles an hour with your eyes, shut, and just when you have an accident, go, oh, well, it didn't work. Car driving's dangerous, you know what I mean? Raw food's dangerous. Veganism, you don't get enough protein. You don't get enough protein if you're trying to eat 1,500 calories a day, or if you're trying to eat 2,000 calories a day as a grown adult trying to be fit, run a family, run a business, or whatever. It's not going to work. Eat more calories, fruit's your friend. Simple as that. And what do we see when people don't eat enough fruit? They go to chocolate, or they go to honey, or they go to milk. They go to something that's sweet to have that sweet fix. And people think sweet is the devil. Sweet's the devil, man. You know what I mean? I talk to people all the time. Some of my clients very overweight. Very overweight. And they say, oh, I can't eat sugar. I'm like, hey, if you don't eat much sugar, how are you getting so fat? Oh, it's, it's just my genetics. And I'm like, well, you're not eating much sugar. Wow, let's look in your fridge. Oh, there's chicken there, there's milk there, there's butter there. Fat's the fat. The fat you eat's the fat you wear. So we educate people, and people say, oh, you get offensive. If you find me offensive, change the channel. Go and watch David Wolf sell some new products, or go and listen to Daniel Vitalis talk a lot, not really say anything. Whatever, turn it off. So vegan dogmatic. Is vegan just an opinion? You know what I mean? I'll tell you what. There's 2 ways to debunk the whole vegan is dogma myth. Vegan is just some idealism. Vegan is just some ego-tripping health hippies that want to save all the animals and be nice to living creatures and stuff like that. I'll tell you what. If you think vegan is dogmatic, prove me wrong. Prove us all wrong. Prove all us crazy vegans wrong. And go out naked in the woods, and the first animal you see, you run after it. No weapons, no tools, no shoes. You grab it, preferably in your mouth, or you just grab it with your hands, put it in your mouth and start biting into it and chewing it like a real omnivore does, like a dog does, like a cat does, like a wolverine does, like a tiger does, you know what I mean? Like a hyena does, like a lion does, bite into it and just bones and all, select, you just chewing it up, eating it, and have that satisfaction on your face, like that was really good, and do this day in, day out. And you tell me what dogma is, you know what I mean? Eating animals is dogma, man. That's an opinion. Oh, I need to eat meat. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, you believe to people who program you, who lie to you, who brainwash you, who market you. They tell you to forget believing in what you know in your heart is the right thing to do and believe in their BS. Believe in their dogma, because dogma is opinion. Vegan isn't dogma. Vegan is an opinion, because if vegan was opinion, you could naturally walk up to an animal and just bite into it. You could put a 2-year-old toddler in a cot with a banana and a hamster, and it would eat the hamster. You know what I mean? The 2-year-old doesn't really know anything. Or put a 1-year-old there, put it like a real infant in there who has no opinion. That's physiology, man. So vegan is physiology. Vegan is not dogma. Vegan is physiology, physiological fact. And all these people say, oh, Dr. Kendrick and Dr. Gary Taubes have debunked. Here's a photo of Gary Taubes. And hey, nice people. I'm pointing out physiology here. I'm not trying to character assassinate anyone. Well, maybe I am, but you know what I mean? Like, if you want to be fit, take fit advice, health advice, and people who are drug-free, healthy, fit, lean, and strong. People say, you're aggressive, Harley. I'm passionate, man. I'm honestly passionate about getting the truth out there, because I listen to this stuff, man. I've done 220 Ks down the bike, and I'm just listening to this stuff on the highway. I'm going down the hill, and I'm like, what has Mike Adams just said? Holy shit. I stop and rewind. I go, this can't be true, man. In the end, Mike Adams says, it doesn't matter what you eat as long as you think about it. And that was his nutritional conclusion. It doesn't matter what you eat as long as you think about it. And he said something about, life purpose, which was cool, but it wasn't related to nutrition. Doesn't matter what you eat as long as you think about it. I've got to get a Big Mac, and I think this is pretty good, and yeah, I'm getting some nutrition here, and yeah. So people go from full on, clean whatever diets to full circle SAD, local organics version of SAD, low SAD or whatever. And why do they do it? Because they simply don't get enough calories, man. They don't get enough carbohydrate calories. If their goal is onto raw foods, it's fruit, man. All these people saying that fruit's bad for you. Don't eat sweet fruit, but then when you have your chocolate pie, you're just relaxed about it, man. You know what I mean? People say, don't eat bananas because bananas aren't from this area, but I'm going to have a chocolate cherry pie. And the ingredients from Ecuador, but I can't eat bananas because they're from Ecuador. Doesn't make sense, but hey, no one is paying attention anyway, so I'll just do whatever. Because my clientele base is so carb phobic, they're so undercarb, they can't pay attention to the details. Because when you're undercarb, you're like, what, yep. Have that. When I ever do a talk, I always say in the flyer, make sure you have a big carbohydrate meal a few days beforehand. Carb up before you come to my talk. Bring your dinner with you. Because I don't want people getting low blood sugar because they're like, just so carb phobic, they're like, all these carb phobics, how come they're never doing any endurance stuff, or they're stimulant dependent, like Mark Sisson, Rob Wolf, all these guys, Gary Taubes, organic coffee, it's okay, it's organic, just drink it back. Why do people who are carb phobic need so many stimulants, you know what I mean? Another way to tell someone who in the nutritional scene doesn't know absolutely anything really is they say, that doesn't work, but I'm not really sure what does. It's impossible to say that one diet works for everyone. Everything in moderation, whatever that means. Eat a balanced diet. They give you these subjective, answers, and you ask them, can you be more detailed on that? What does eat a balanced diet mean? A bit of this, bit of that. How many calories? What percentage of carbs, proteins, and fats? Are you judging me? They can never answer the questions, or if they're on a radio show, they sort of dance around it. Another one is like, don't be too extreme, don't be too extreme. And the reason why I can understand why people say don't be too extreme, because you've got people who go like, crazy, extremely damaging to themselves, and they get anorexia or just, trying to do breathy or anything. So I say be extreme, be extremely kind to yourself, extremely nourishing to yourself, have an extreme amount of fun, eat extremely high quantity of high quality plant foods, i.e. sweet fruits. Sufficient amounts, 3,000 calories a day plus, 10 grams of carbs per kilo, good fundamental baselines, and watch your life transform. And all of a sudden you won't want the cherry choc pie and the beer, and you'll be eating your bananas and Gatorade and watching the Lakers game. So it's, it's incredible. So does that make sense? Dogma is opinion, and then you have fact. So a book is basically dogma. And then when you put it to clinical trial and you get the same results, like the heart disease gets reversed on the China study, or the heart attack proof book, things like that, that becomes fact. It's not dogma anymore. It's no longer opinion, it's fact. It's like if you throw a ball to a dog and the dog picks it up and brings it back to you. That's not dogma opinion, that's fact. The dog brought it back to you. You throw the ball, it comes back. It's not like opinion, maybe it came back. No, the ball came back. No, the heart disease was reversed when the person ate a high-carb, low-fat, vegan lifestyle. The Crohn's disease was reversed when they put them on fruits and vegetables. The obesity was reversed when they went on vegan. You know what I mean? The glucose exhaustion subsided when they ate sufficient amount of carbohydrates, 10 grams of carbs per kilo per day. Things like that. The dehydration disappeared when they drank enough water, so they were urinating clear. You know what I mean? Things like that is not dogma, that is fact. And all these people saying, you're meant to eat lots of butter and meat to reverse heart disease. It's like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's, my target audience is smart people. People who are carved up, people who can critically think, people who are free to judge, who have the courage to judge versus pretending they don't judge. That's my target audience. Smart people, people in touch with their heart, people who use logic, rational, people who are just common sense thinkers versus I want someone to tell me good things about my bad habits and here's my MasterCard. I don't want to take any action. I just want to let emotional BS come up all the time to prevent me from taking any real responsibility in my life. So here you go, Sally Fallon, here you go, Croxton, here you go, Gianni, here you go, Wolf, here you go, Vitalis, here you go, Sears, here you go, Torbs. Tell me some more stuff about my bad habits. Tell me good things about my bad habits. Organic bananas are bad. Dates are bad from California. I'm going to have to eat, New Mexican ridge-nosed rattlesnakes and grizzly bears because they're in Arizona and they're on the endangered list. So it's my last chance to get a feed of these guys until they're totally wiped out. It's insane. So again, I come from a passionate background when I'm talking to you. It's not aggression. Maybe it's a bit of aggression, but it's passion, man. Passion infused in aggression. Because I want to get aggressive health to people. I want to shake people and go, man, wake up. Look at what you're doing to the planet. You can't walk around with your high-powered shotgun just popping off animals because some dentist who wrote a book that was commodified by the Western Aid Price Foundation says, oh, the natives ate that, so you got to eat that. I mean, Mike Adams said he went down to the Andes and hanged out with some villagers, and he says, oh, they eat potatoes, onions, and lots of meat. And then I listened to Dr. Williams having his talks around the Gianni's debate, and Dr. Williams says, oh, they eat very little meat and lots of potatoes. So Mike Adams says lots of meat. Williams says minimal, rarely eating meat. You know what I mean? Dr. Williams is saying, it's vegan, it's dogmatic, people get it dogmatic. And then he says, oh, we were in the Eskimos and we're paddling out there in the walrus skin canoe, and the walrus would just come up to us and give its body to us, and like it knew what was going to happen, and we gave it like a sacred blessing after we killed it. That's dogma, man. That's opinion. Opinion, the walrus is coming up to get some air, and he's saying, hey, man, hey, guys, kill me, stab me, eat me. That's freaking dogma, man, of the highest order. And then he's talking about the Buddhists and stuff, and the Buddha, they're in some Buddhist retreat, and they're eating fish, and Dr. Williams is like, oh, I don't normally eat fish, what's going on here? And the priest or the head Buddha monk dude says, oh, Buddha gave it to us. And Dr. Williams goes, and I just got it then. That's dogma, man. The fish doesn't fucking jump onto your plate and say, hey, I want to, the fruit falls on your head. If you sit under a mango tree, the fruit knocks you in the head and says, hey, dude, eat me, man. When you walk past the bush, a little sweet leaf, it says, hey, eat the leaf, man. You know what I mean? The fish doesn't jump into your freaking mouth. You know what I mean? It stinks. Fish stinks, man. People aren't reversing heart disease on high-fat diets. And people were like, Gary Taubes, I've debunked the lipid theory. And it's like, man, you haven't debunked nothing. All you're doing is you're selling books because you're telling people good things about their bad habits, man. You ain't debunked nothing. And then people say, oh, but Doug Graham, he's not qualified. He's not a real doctor. He's a chiropractor. I can't listen to him. And then you go, oh, what about the China study? Oh, well, I mean, yeah, sure, they're professors and doctors, but, I mean, some blogger debunked them, didn't they? It's like, you know what I mean? Cherry-picking information, selective. But again, end of the day, follow your heart, man. If you walk up to an animal and you want to smack its brains out and eat it, then maybe you should do that and get some psychological help. But if you, in your heart, know that's the right thing to do, to not eat animals, man, then it's not dogma, man. It's physiology. You know what I mean? Physiology, again. Put the 2-year-old in the cot with the hamster and the banana, or maybe some dates, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? What's going to happen? It's not dogma, man. It's physiology, man. So that's the difference. Dogma, opinion, vegan, physiology, in your heart. Your heart's, that's working, man. That's real. Your heart is real. Some book, follow this first. Read books, good, Before you throw them, just follow your heart. Cross-check it with your heart. Put the book on your heart and go, does this make sense, man? Killing animals, drinking cow's milk when I'm a human, a grown adult human, snapping bones and giving them to my kids in bone broth. Does that make sense? Picking fruit off the tree. We designed to live in hot, warm climates, you know what I mean? It makes sense. It's fun. Fruit's fun. Thanks for listening. I'm hyped up. 220 Ks on the highway with Gianni and Mike Adams and Dr. Williams in my ears. I had to vent. Thanks for watching, and talk soon.